Hi everyone, it's Tatiana. I'm back with 2 more cards that I've made using the Lovely Day stamp set. I'm really having a good time using this stamp set. It's one of my favorites in a long time. So for this card, I'm going to use the birthday cake, slice of birthday cake stamp that comes with the kit. I really love this. It's the cutest little piece of birthday cake. And I'm going to stamp it in basic gray on a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And then I'm going to use the cake filling with the early espresso to make it a really rich chocolate cake, because who doesn't like a rich chocolate cake? And because this is a thicker stamp, I'm going to really press it there. And look at that, we've got a very rich looking chocolate cake. Now for the frosting on the top of the cake, I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just going to squeeze my ink pad a little bit before I open it, and that creates this little palette for us. And I'm going to use a water brush, and I'm just going to ever so slightly take a little bit of that and pat it off to see what color I have here. And then I'm just going to kind of dot the icing on the top of the cake, just to give it a little bit of a pink look, and don't forget the sides. And then I'm going to use yellow for the candle, the candle flame. And then I'm going to go back to Flirty Flamingo for the candle itself. And I'm gonna use pink and green for the candle itself. So I've got a little bit of Old Olive here that I'll use. There you go, and there we've got a little piece of birthday cake all ready to go. Now, I would normally fussy cut this, but because we are on camera and I would like to save some time, I've already fussy cut it, and so here it is. And then what I've done is I've taken a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I've cut it using the rectangle die to fit the card front. And I'm going to use my water brush again. And this time I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it on a piece of paper first. I'm going to draw, whoops, that's why you want to test. I'm going to draw some stripes with it. So I'm just going to draw, you can practice doing this if you want. I want the stripes to look hand-drawn, obviously. I don't want them to be perfect. And you want to test it to see what the intensity of your stripes is. So I want to start out with a darker stripe, kind of like that. So let me use this as the back so that I don't draw on my desk. And I'm going to just draw a line, and then I'm going to draw another line, and I'm going to draw another line. And by the third line, you can see that my ink has almost run out. So I'm going to re-ink, if you want to call it that, my water brush, and I'm going to start over. And I'm just loosely drawing a line about every centimeter. I'm not sure what the imperial equivalent of a centimeter is. Is it about 1/3 of an inch? And there you can see I have like no ink, so I'm going to go over that one. And you just get this loose looking stripe, which is exactly what I want. And then I'm going to take the, whoops, the, what does it say? You're a great reason to. And I'm going to use Early Espresso again. And we're going to put that right about here. You know, one of the reasons that I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is because I love Stampin' Up! Inks. They are my favorite. If you've ever tried to use other inks before or after Stampin' Up! Inks, you will realize how good they perform, how well they perform compared to the rest of the inks on the market. Like, I very rarely worry when I stamp, you know what I mean? I'm not worried that something bad is going to happen. Okay, and just for a little bit of added interest, we're going to bring Flirty Flamingo back again. And I'm going to do a little bit of spritzing or spray. I forget the word for it, but it's when you take your brush and you kind of dab it in the ink, and then you just kind of flicking, I guess is the word. I'm just going to do some flicks. So we have just a little bit of tiny dots. I guess I won't worry about it going on the saying. There. So you see how cute that looks? You just got a little bit of spray or whatever you want to call it. I know there's a word for it. I seem to lose my vocabulary when I do videos. I'm not sure why that happens. All right. So we've got this. Now we have the cake. And I want to put some dimensionals on the cake. So that doesn't take very long. I could have pre-done this, I guess, if I was thinking about it. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'm going to center it right about there. Isn't that cute? And lastly, well, not lastly exactly, but I'm going to add this Celebrate foam sticker. Oh no, I got it crooked. Okay, it comes up. There we go. And lastly, now it is lastly, I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock, and I'm just going to, put some snail adhesive on the back. My snail adhesive is looking a bit wonky when it comes out. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see how we can land this plane here. Okay, there we go. We did it. Look at how fast and easy that one was. Isn't that cute? And it's so shiny, that sentiment. I just love this kit. I'm really enjoying it. I think that cake slice is just so darn cute. Okay, so there's one card. And then for the second card, I'm going to use another pre-cut rectangle. And I'm going to use the, let me just switch out the stamps here. I'm going to use this little flower stamp that comes in the kit. Actually, I think I will use it on a smaller acrylic block just to make it easier. There, we'll put it on that one. And this time I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. And it matches my nails, which I am pleased about. All right, so once again, I'm going to use a piece of extra cardstock to stamp onto. I wish I had a bigger one on hand here, but I don't. And we're just going to do some all-over stamping with it. And I'm going to stamp, actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to use blue. I am not going to use blue. I'm going to use gray. Whoop. I'm going to use gray for the stamping. Basic gray is what I'm using. And we're going to start by stamping off of the edge. Because when you do that, not only does it look, you know what, it fills in the edges is a good reason to do it. Because if you just put everything in the middle and you don't touch the edges, then you're going to have to go around and sort of fill in the edges. And I think it's always better to just start off the edge a little bit. And when you do this, you want to really switch up the ways that the direction that you're stamping so that it looks, try not to put two stamps in the same direction close to each other, because that's what makes it look, I don't know, I think it just looks better the other way. I don't want to put any negative connotations to any way to stamping here, but just so that it looks more random, I guess is the word. And as you can see, when you stamp off the edge like this, you don't have to go back as much and fill in the edge, which I know I've already mentioned, but. And this makes a very, very pretty, it's almost like a wallpaper design on the card. And then, but it's a wallpaper that you can color yourself. You can make it whatever you want afterwards, which is fun. It's like designing your own wallpaper. I love doing this all over stamping. I just love it when there is a stamp that makes this fun to do. Okay, there. So now we've finished that. And look, isn't that an intro? You've made your own background paper and it's just so pretty. Okay, so now I got a little bit ahead of myself. Now we're going to bring in the pretty peacock. And I'm going to bring in my famous dauber here. I just love this dauber. And I'm going to do what I did in my other card video from yesterday. If you happen to see that, I'll link it for you to see. I'm just going to quickly dab these flowers. But one thing I want to mention is you want to dab off first, especially with this color, because it's quite dark. And I don't necessarily want a dark flower. I just want kind of a dabbed look to the flowers, to the buds or the whatever you want to call them. So a light touch, not much of a touch, and dabbing off, or daubing, whatever the word is, first. Because I want it to look soft and airbrushed. I don't know if that's the word, just a very soft look. And I'm going quickly here, so as I've said before, yours will probably look better than mine because you'll take your time and you won't be worried about how long the video is going to run for while you're painting your own flowers. But I love this look. It's like my new favorite thing, this just very soft look to everything. And if you like, you can go back and do the leaves. I'm just going to leave it at that color because I want it to be monotone. I want the color to be monotone. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in this card base that came with the kit that coordinates love in a wonderful way. And I'm going to put some snail adhesive on the back of that. Don't know why this adhesive is so wonky looking. All right, so we'll just center that. There we go. And then we'll take this die cut that came with the kit, more adhesive. One thing about this month's kit is that the everything is coming together so quickly. The cards are just coming together so quickly, I find. There's no, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm really enjoying the stamp set or because the die cuts are just perfectly matched to this kit. I don't know. And we'll just put this here. And then I wanted to put the wishes here, and I want to put the birthday greeting here. So we'll just swap out the stamp again for birthday. Make sure we get that straight. I'm going to put it down and just pick it up that way. Okay, and why don't we use Pretty Peacock again so that we match, because this is a matchy-matchy card. Let's just try it. Of course, it always stamps perfectly. Stampin' Up! Stamps always stamp perfectly. B. Okay. And I'm going to move this right over so that, there we go. And then this is a sticker. So all we have to do is peel off the back. There. Now isn't that cute too? Look, two more quick and easy cards. Aren't they cute? And who doesn't have a million birthday cards that they have to make every year? That's what I really like about this kit, I think, is that birthday cards are something that you're always scrambling for, or at least I am. And this one definitely could be a male's birthday card, because I know that it's always a little more challenging to make birthday cards for men, but I think that this one passes. And this one is definitely female looking. I mean, it doesn't mean it could only be given to a female, but it's got a lot of pink on it. So if you wanted to, you could easily swap out Flirty Flamingo for Pretty Peacock if you have that color, and do the stripes in Pretty Peacock, do the spray in Pretty Peacock, and even do the icing on the cake in Pretty Peacock, and then you would have a nice card for a man. I might actually do that. I think I might take it and use this background, this card base for that card too. So if you go ahead and do that, let me know how it goes. I think I'm going to go and make some more cards. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.